Welcome to Social Genius, brought to you by Drunk on Social, where we help you stay ahead of social media trends, share the latest news, and highlight the strategies that are working to help you grow your business. Now let's join our hosts, Tristan and Jeff, in 3, 2, 1.
By now, you certainly know that Instagram is a social media platform that is arguably the most important platform to establish your brand and business as we head into the future. Understanding that growing a following is simply what the world tells you is important, but in actuality is purely vanity with very little results. And that's why we have come to really appreciate and endorse Michelle Berman with the Instagram Power Method, who teaches you how to actually connect with ideal clients and attract them to you without having to sell. Michelle comes from a place of practicing what she preaches, as she has built her business 100% through organic Instagram leads. Everything is rooted in sales psychology and conversation based on tapping into the brains of your ideal client. Vanity metrics are for, well, vanity. Go connect with Michelle today. Check out powermethodmasterclass.com. That's powermethodmasterclass.com, and be prepared to change your business's life.
Social Genius listeners, we have started a new series that we hope you love called Daily Shots. These are bite-sized nuggets of things like social media news or strategies or just things that really excite Tristan and I. And we're now taking those daily shots and combining them to create podcast episodes. Our goal is to keep you updated and informed on the latest news so that you can stay ahead of the content creation curve and remain top of mind to all of your followers. Let us know what you think. In this week's episode of the Social Genius Podcast, we wanted to share 3 different nuggets of social media news that you might have missed in order to keep you updated on the latest strategies that are helping businesses grow. You will hear how a convenience store, Wawa, developed a simple, consistent strategy that generated over 2.6 million followers. Why you need to market to Gen Z, and believe it or not, a new TikTok feature that they stole from Instagram that you will want to use. Let us know what you think or if you like this episode.
Let's talk about Wawa, and this company absolutely blew up on social media all across all different channels. This company's got over 2.5 million followers. Let's break down how they did it. Jeff, did you even know Wawa before I brought it up?
No. I have never heard of Wawa, and I had to go look it up. I don't even think I could guess. I don't even think I could have guessed what the heck it was.
Dude, I had heard about Wawa, but I'm gonna be truthful. I wasn't sure what it was completely. And so Jeff and I dove into this article, and we dove into their social media just to break it down for you to see how they did it. So then you can duplicate it, because the one thing that we hear all the time is, well, I can't do it. As a Philly guy, I endorse Wawa. Good. We love Wawa. We don't know what it is completely. There you go. Jeff,
is it better than Starbucks? I mean, I guess I'm going to assume yes.
Is it Wawa, Dunkin' Donuts, Starbucks? Who wins? I need some answers.
Well, here's one thing I've learned. They serve hoagies. I know Starbucks and most coffee shops don't serve hoagies.
No, hoagies are nice. Let's talk about how Wawa gained 2.6 million social media followers. There's some juicy stuff in this one, man, which I absolutely love. It's like Starbucks with sandwiches and custom food. Dude, that already won me over. Where's a Wawa next to me? All right, Jeff, listen up. The company has gotten there by offering a range of lighthearted content on its various channels, including TikTok and Instagram, which we'll show you, by the way. We'll show you what they've done there. It's run a video series featuring 2 beefcakes.
Kind of like you and I.
They should have just said, like Jeff and Tristan, handing out $100 gift cards to promote its annual Hoagie Fest. All right, it's all making sense now. And featured videos teasing drinks specials aligned to shoppers' astrological signs. Jeff, we're doing it all wrong. I just need to go up to people who are buying homes at open houses and be like, so what's your sign? Do you want to buy a home?
You know what? You should do it like based on your sign, should live in Santa Monica. Based on your sign, you should live in Malibu. Based on your sign,
Dude,
you
hold
should
on.
live in the
It should be
ghetto.
like, what's your sign? And then they'll be like,
Yeah,
Scorpio. And then I'll be like,
yeah.
okay, where do you live? And they'll be like, Calabasas. I'm like, okay, that doesn't make sense. It doesn't match up with anything. You should be living at this house. All right. Interesting. Interesting. Wawa's social media strategy, here it is. The convenience store chain is looking to drive awareness and loyalty by meeting young digitally savvy shoppers on their terms and by channeling their enthusiasm for the brand. We get specific, but for now, I want to dig on that one because Jeff and I are always talking about meeting the client, meeting the customer, meeting the users where they're at. And a lot of you are still wondering where your customer is at. Well, we continually tell you it's the same places over the last few years. It hasn't changed. Google, Google, Facebook, well, sorry, Google, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Reddit, believe it or not, and TikTok, LinkedIn. These are all in the top 20. So think of where
Mhm.
they're at and where you can meet them. That's why I loved that one. Jeff, what do you think?
Yeah, well, and I think what jumps out to me there is digitally savvy shoppers. And that is really going to be a definition of what defines and separates the future of any industry. And so obviously, typically we're talking to a real estate industry, but for most real estate agents, if you go out and you poll them on what their digital strategies are, first of all, they don't probably don't even know what a digital strategy is. Second of all, they're going to tell you that it's past customers, it's referrals, it's I've got this mailing campaign, I do this, I focus on expireds and FISBOs and things like that. But the ones who understand this and know how to drive engagement with younger generations are going to just completely crush it in the next 5+ years.
Yeah, that's very true. And I mean, more importantly, Jeff, Wawa is open 24 hours a day. Just so,
Really
yeah,
interesting.
I just
That's
found
just what we need is coffee at 3 a.m.
that. Yeah, with Reddit, you pose questions, people answer them, but more importantly, if you answer them, people can grade what answers are best, and it typically goes up to the top. You can also ask, hey, what do you guys think of this video? What do you guys think of this house? What do you guys think of this marketing remarks? Just get engaged with the community. Reddit is massive, the 18th most visited website in the world, according to Wikipedia. All right, let's dig into the rest of this, which is beautiful because now they start giving us the strategy. All right, Wawa's social media team tries to create content that falls into three categories. And in essence, here, Jeff calls them superpowers. I call them pillars. Our friend London Lazarson, with 9 million followers on TikTok, calls them buckets. Here they are. Let me zoom in for you. Relatable content. Number one, that's their pillar. One pillar, one superpower. Educational content. Dude, it sounds like anybody could do this. Educational
Mhm.
content. Number two, and content that provides incentives and promotions. In essence, what your
Mhm.
business is, right? This is your business. Dude, how can we all not duplicate this thing? We overthink things.
Well, right. Let me go back to number one because that's really what matters here. Relatable content.
Right.
And again, most of you have heard us say this 10 million times, but let me drive this point home again. When you go on to social media and your strategy is to share, pictures of your closings and share various data, or right now, and in fact, this morning within our company, we were talking about sharing something about, a promotion about how a consumer can, refinance for free because to incentivize people to buy homes in this market with high rates, right?
Yeah.
And I was thinking to myself, I'm like, and I was telling these people because they were all getting all worked up. I'm like, listen, the consumer's not going to see that post. So you can post it, but it doesn't really matter because the only people seeing those posts are you because the algorithm knows it's interesting and relatable to you. It's not relatable to Susie homeowner. And so you got to understand what that means. And relatable means how can you connect with more people based on their terms, based on their interests, based on where you have common interests.
Yeah, and that's using their their videos, using their content as well. I mean, dude, how can you? I bet you they duet people and they use their content as well. So the second part of this is educational content. Look at that, educational content. And we have a ton of that, but we don't use it. And then the last one is business. Let's just talk about business. Any promotions, any deals, what's happening with the market, anything like that. So one popular
Well, can I comment real quick on that
yeah,
too? When it comes to incentives and promotions, folks, like don't overthink this stuff. Especially if you're doing geographically related posts. Like first of all, if you're going out and highlighting a local business, ask them like, can I get some gift cards? Buy gift cards, and then do various. There's holidays all year long. Do guess the number of candies in the jar type of things. That's the kind of stuff that gets so much engagement and pulls people into your algorithm. And that's the name of the game. It has nothing to do with your business, but that's how you suck them in. Incentives and promotions, and make them fun. It can be a $5 Starbucks gift card, or you know what, better yet, a $5 Wawa gift card.
dude, a Wawa
They're
gift
going to play
card.
the game.
Wawa will definitely share that on their page, right? And I think this is where we start thinking deeper, and it's like, hey, why don't we start doing it with things that we already do, like an open house? Hey, everyone, I'm going to do an open house, but I want you to guess how many people show up to my open house. The winner, or the closest to the number, right, is going to be the closest to the number, or the one that guesses the right number, and they're going to win and whatever. Now, all of a sudden, you start to create this idea of community and bringing people in. So let me read the next part of this. One popular giveaway post asks shoppers to enter for a chance to win a summer road trip getaway. With all provisions provided by Wawa, the 3-part video matching drinks to people's astrological signs, there you go, meanwhile prompted people to repeat those same orders in the store. Now that's kind of cool. And I think the key, you showed me this part, Jeff. I thought this was really important. It says, she recommends, right, and this is talking about the person, the main marketing person here. She recommends operators new to social media focus on getting one channel right and then scale from there. That is so key, because we say that all the time, Jeff. Everyone wants to start everywhere, but what should we actually do?
Yeah. I mean, that's the key, is to not getting overwhelmed as well. It's a twofold benefit, and one is not getting overwhelmed, because it's easy to get overwhelmed. But once you get one down, a lot of times you're going to take the content from the one and just spread it out to the others,
Dude,
and it gets a hell of a lot harder to get to multiply your eyeballs.
look, this is hold on, let me zoom out. They've got 521,000 followers on TikTok. And look at their videos. Some of them have little views, some of them have hundreds of thousands of views, right? And they're so different. They bring in people that are actually taking the drink. They include the community, and then they do their own. And then look at Instagram. They've got 281,000 followers on Instagram. And again, here are the reels and here are the posts. So they mix it up, right? They mix it up with actual reels and actual posts. I love it, man. It really involves the community a lot more. And I think that's what we as business owners don't do enough of. And I really think we should be doing that. What do you think?
1,000,000%. That's it's a no-brainer. It's something that absolutely has to be in your social strategy.
Yeah, I love that. And somebody said it's all user-generated content as well. Good.
That goes, but that's also the trick to a successful social media campaign or social media strategy for your brand, is when you're getting that engagement. And that's why, like, for example, TikTok's so powerful, because think about all of the comments and now you can do video replies and things like that.
That's it.
It's very engaging. Very engaging.
Dude, you and I could do one video, just one. Wait until that one video gets kind of okay views, maybe like a few hundred views, 3-4 comments, and then we can continue to do videos just off of the comments.
Yeah.
Right? And I
You're
think
right.
people overthink things. It's like you could do videos all day from comments.
Yeah. All day.
All right, Jeff. I like your hat. I like your shirt.
Thanks, buddy.
Thanks.
Well, you have the best hat today.
I win today. I didn't know we were
You
competing.
do. You did. We're not. We're not, but it's a good hat.
All right, buddy. All right. All right. All right. All right.
All right, all right, all right.
There we go. Thanks, everybody. Jeff, let's talk. Wait, I got a noise for you. Hold on.
Oh gosh. Jeez.
That's like when you get the answer right. All right.
Yep. So I'll be hearing a lot of that. Go on.
And we'll just start with that. All right, let's talk about Gen Z, how they're changing the face of social media. There's a big report out, and you and I loved it. What do you think of it before we share it?
Well, actually, I have two questions for you that I would like to clarify before everybody checks out. Number one, why is Gen Z relevant? Why should it be relevant to me and my business? I think a lot of people have that question because Gen Z is probably 30 and, it's probably like 15 to 30 age range, I think, ish, right?
Yeah.
Maybe even less than that. Maybe like 12
11.
to 25 or something.
Yeah. 11. I was going to say.
Okay. So first of all, why is it relevant? Number one. Number two, there's a quote in here talking about how they believe there's no such thing as mainstream pop culture anymore. What does that mean?
All right. Number one, it's important because what we've seen in the past is social media is set by those in elementary, middle school, high school, and then college, right? So that's how social media picks up and grows. And the trends start there. Even though now you see 25% of all TikTokers are our age, which is crazy. But it started all at a young age. So this is why we have to watch that as a trend, especially when it's on something like TikTok or Instagram. So this is why it's important. And then we'll get into the other part. Number two, your other question, and I totally forgot it. What was it?
Why is Gen Z relevant to me? Because that's not, they're not the ones with all the money right now.
Yeah, got it. Because it allows us to create authentic content that connects with people, right? There was a video that I shared with you earlier yesterday or today. I don't remember. Was it Gary Vee? When he says, we're all looking for that piece of content that's going to help us go viral. And the key to everything that we're doing is just to create a lot of content that's now niching down and connecting with our audience better, because I thought a lot of us are overthinking it. And so with that, I want to just share really quick what we've got here. And I'm going to zoom out so you can see a lot of it here. Let me zoom in. And this one's called the Gen Z. Horizons Media identifies 12 emerging Gen Z subcultures. So the subcultures right here they're talking about are actually, it's a whole, are we going to put the link to this PDF? It's a whole flip book. It's a PDF. And if we zoom in here, which is to me the important pieces that Jeff and I thought, Gen Z non-traditional media habits. Here's why it's important, because the media habits of Gen Z are different. If you notice, Jeff at the very beginning said, what was that quote that you said of what they're not doing about pop culture?
Yeah, 91% of 18 to 25-year-olds agree that they believe there is no such thing as mainstream pop culture anymore.
Dude, that's nuts. What does that even mean, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I think what we've seen right now is that a lot of us, myself, Jeff, we gravitate to the things that we see are popular, whether it's on TV or anywhere else on social. And what we're finding here, according to this research that was done, is that Gen Z actually functions differently. And they want to go deeper into niches, meaning, Jeff, you, let's say, love the outdoors and you love recording bunny rabbits bouncing outside your house. You go deeper into recording rabbits and what they eat and what they do. According to this, you're going to have a larger following because you niche down on that specific thing, right? But I mean, you've actually done it with the Ozarks. I just chose bunny rabbits. Okay. Tell us what you've done with the Ozarks according to this, because it matches what you're doing.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think that we as salespeople in any industry, no matter what you're selling, everybody wants to be very broad based because you don't want to. We always have that scarcity mindset of, well, I'm in this market. Let's just call it St. Louis because that's where I am. I need to speak to St. Louis. But the reality is, you're going to have a much harder time niching down to pockets of St. Louis if you try to keep it too broad based, and you're not going to go viral. You're not going to hit on what you intended to hit on, and you're actually probably going to just run into a roadblock. Whereas if you take a pocket of a community, and you all can relate to this depending on where you live, and you just niche down on that, you're going to have a smaller community on social or wherever it is, but it's going to be a bunch more loyal people because it's much more relatable to them. It's not this broad-based concept. And I think that applies to anything and everything, whether it's a hobby and it's something that whatever it is in your career. I think we all try to be too broad-based, and it's going to end up causing you to be kind of swimming in this just wide open, vast area of space, and you're never going to accomplish anything because everybody really wants to, narrow down.
Yeah, I agree. And here they go deeper into what they were talking about. And I love showing this because there's an app for that, meaning, hey, if you want to niche down even further, right, and find your specific audience that matches what you love, then here's what it looks like, right? And look, it says social media serves their needs on their time. So, and Jeff and I, let me stop sharing really quick. Jeff and I have been, I'm going to borrow, now every time I do this, Jeff, I remember Gary Vee always saying, well, I always bringing himself into this, but that's an inside joke. Anyway, Jeff and I have been talking about this for a long time, which is the companies that have to be scared of TikTok and YouTube and all of these other social sites are not each other so much. It's the Hulus and the HBOs and the Netflixes. That's who should be scared, because the younger generation is consuming all of this information in short spurts and longer spurts, all on social. And so you can see here, for discovery, my algorithm links passion and interests. That's where you have YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, Spotify, Reddit, Pinterest. I don't even know. Is that what is
Shazam?
Shazam. That's like how I find music. Interesting.
Yeah.
Twitter, privacy, anonymity, and encrypted messaging. Yeah, I'm on Discord. I'm not on Telegram. I have it, but I don't use it. But it makes sense. Intimacy. That's interesting because I do see a lot of people FaceTiming where it's just like maybe 2, 3, 4 people max.
COVID really thrust that forward.
Yeah, man. And Be Real. You use Be Real. I have it, but I don't use it. So That's interesting. Geneva. Have you heard of Geneva? Damn, look at that. I've never heard of Geneva either. So now I guess we're going to have to test out. Dude, why don't we talk about Geneva tomorrow when we figure it out? Geneva it is. And live streaming gaming, which only really comes down to 2 places. Twitch, that's Twitch, and that's YouTube Live. What we are seeing a pickup on live streaming gaming from TikTok. It's picking up a little bit, so keep an eye on that. The idea, though, behind all of this is that we've got to niche down. We've got to niche down, and the only way to do it is like Jeff always says, look, my nasty videos, not nasty in a bad way, but
crappy.
My crappy videos will outperform your non-existent video, right? I always remember that because it's true. Like if you don't post anything up, you'll never find your niche. Like you won't know what clicks with your audience.
Yeah, there's so much opportunity here, and I think that's the key. And if you're not seeing the forest through the trees with a Gen Z, and don't focus on their age so much. And although they are going to be very relevant very soon, if not already, focus on where the world's going, because they're driving the bus. You can disagree with me all day long. I'm telling you right now, I'm 100% right. It's the way culture works. It's the way our culture is working even more so.
You got it right. I just had to click it.
almost scared me for a second. But that's where it's going. And so if nothing else, even if you're not interested in saying, okay, I don't really care if I serve a 25-year-old or sell them a house or a product, it's how you market and it's how you show up. And gone are the days of paying for advertising anymore. You don't have to if you do this correctly. This is free other than your time. And there is a lot of time that you have to put into this, but there's just so much value here. The other quote that I love is, even Google's executives, which you've talked about this, admitted that Gen Z turns to social media for discovery over Google search or maps. So even though we as 40 and 50 somethings might have done it one way, the younger generations are not doing it that way. And whether we like it or not, that's where it's going. And so you have an opportunity here now that you need to take advantage of.
All right, and we'll put up the link to the whole. Geez, that was a long thing. I think if anything, if we want to focus in on the important pieces, so people get a little bit more clarity, I'd like to just showcase this part because some people still need to understand what that looks like here. Let me zoom in. Categories and subcultures organized through the research are, just so you understand, gaming, streetwear, ex-gamers, gamer girls, entertainment, horror healers, poetic connectors, education, that's probably where we would fall in, right? Fashion and beauty. So we're under the education piece. That's where most businesses are. That's our opportunity.
Or entertainment. Or entertainment.
Yeah, true. I mean, yeah, you know what? I think in some cases it's a combination of both, entertainment / education, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right. So,
and storytelling kind of falls in between the two.
Okay, fine. I'll give it to you. Anyway, that's all we got. Unless you want to add something else, Jeff.
No, I think that drives. It's pretty broad based, but I think the focus here is that as we find ourselves constantly saying every time something new comes around, you should really be paying attention to this. And this is an ongoing thing. This isn't a short game. This is a long game. But over the next 2 to 3 years, start paying attention to this stuff. And there's more and more Gen Z articles constantly flooding yours and my media space because that's what we're searching. But that's a sign. That's telling. It's It's where it's going.
Dude, so Geneva is an organized group chat. You gotta check this out while I have you on here.
So kind of like Marco Polo was.
Yeah, I'm trying to zoom out of this, but my computer is not having it right now. I'll put up the link for everybody so you guys can see it. But that's interesting. I'm gonna test it out. I'm gonna see what. Let's jump on it, Jeff. Let's see what you think.
Oh God, another one. Here we go.
All right. Oh, all right.
All right.
There we go. See everybody. All right, let's talk Instagram, TikTok. TikTok is now copying Instagram because Instagram's too damn slow to realize what they have. But before that, Jeff, do you remember gargoyles? Do you remember gargoyles?
Yes, but I wasn't into it. I just remember.
What the hell, dude? Pretend you were, okay?
Okay.
So at Target, I got this cool, I know you don't like toys, but if you remember gargoyles, that was the pet, okay? That was the pet.
Of who?
Of the main gargoyle guy. I don't remember his name. Jeez, you should have watched Gargoyles now. All right, dude.
What generation was this?
That was our generation, damn it.
But when was it?
It was
80s,
afternoon. 90s? It was right after school. You would get home and you'd turn on the TV and you watch cartoons.
Depends what age I was. It was usually Saved by the Bell for me.
Dude, I got this for you. TikTok adds photo mode for still images and longer video captions.
Wait, there's a better way to announce this.
All right,
which is the lead in on the article. TikTok has slapped a proverbial glove across the face of Instagram in retaliation for IG copying all of its stuff by now adding photo mode for still images.
Dude,
that's freaking hilarious. My first reaction, this is dumb. Why are you doing this? Then
what?
I stopped.
That
Yeah,
is your
because
first reaction?
that was my first reaction because I'm pro video. I'm pro video, anti still images. I stand on stages as you do too. We preach about this shit. We say if you post still images, you're basically going to go obsolete on social media. You're going to die. And now here we are, and TikTok's adding it. But give me a second. As I've thought more about it, when you really think about this, and I don't know if you do this, Tristan, but sometimes when I get new followers or I'll see a name I recognize, I'll click on their bio, I'll go check them out. And more people than not have these profiles with 0 videos. Like they're just there to consume.
Yeah.
And maybe this changes the game for them and gets them more active.
The engagement. Somebody just put up, it said, half of the Star Trek TNG cast were the voices. Just so you know what you missed, okay, man? Just so you know what you missed. All right, going back to what you thought. I thought, what a brilliant move. A lot of people, like my wife, is really disillusioned with Instagram on the fact that they're just copying the short video aspect of things and saying, hey, what happened to the core of what you really stood for, which was pictures, high quality pictures. Take me through your day with pictures. And they're losing people because of that feel. This is why Be Real started taking over, right?
Yeah.
And so I think what TikTok wants to do is saying, hey, you want to play this game of copying each other? We're going to do it at a higher level than you. And I'm kind of excited to see what TikTok does, because they actually do a better job almost all across the board, better than Instagram.
Well, it's funny too, because they even say in this article, photo mode looks exactly like Instagram, which is almost comical, because you're right. They're just, that's a total just slap right across the mouth, which I think is hilarious. But I do want to point out too, to a lot of you listening, to those of you that have embraced a video, as we've told you to, and it was actually our director of ops who said, but all the more they won't put efforts toward creating videos. They, meaning the people that will put up the still photos. And that, my friends, for those of you willing to do video, are why you are going to continue to crush it in life and in business, because you think these apps are just going to all of a sudden shift. And because Joe Blow now is putting up photos, they're going to start dropping photos on our feed. No,
I thought you were going to say Joe Biden for a second for some reason. But go, continue.
Keep politics out of it.
Sorry, dude. Continue.
But you get where I was going. I mean, that's the point. The point is when In even text that, I was thinking to myself, good. I hope they stay on the sidelines. That's less competition for me. That's kind of how I've always thought about it. And either way, this is, well, unless you hate TikTok, then you're mad about this, because it only further advances the platform and continues to just push Instagram back behind them, which sucks, because I like Instagram. But
I like Instagram. I just think they're playing it wrong. They're trying to cover a wide range of things and not sticking to what they're amazing at. Gia says, I started seeing this feature probably 2 weeks ago. And she says, I didn't realize it was new. Good job on seeing it, Gia. I think what we're going to start seeing is people start using this a lot more. I already started seeing people, and Jeff, have you started seeing this where people piece pictures together and it just shifts on its own? It's kind of like a self-moving PowerPoint, right? And they put music behind it.
Like one of these old school.
Yeah, like the old school way of watching video. And so this is only part one of it. Here's what TikTok has to say. It says a photo, it's as per TikTok, photo mode allows you to share carousel posts, which is what we were talking about, of still images that automatically display one after another. You can add music to the soundtrack, the images, which viewers can swipe through their own pace. I am starting to see more of that, Jeff. You know, for me, it actually, because sometimes I'm in a hurry and I sometimes I don't record well, or I'm not in a room that has the right lighting. I think this just helps me post more to TikTok. What about you?
Yeah. Well, and here's another further down. It talks about how, just an example, like a before and after of your night out. Like that's the kind of stuff that will be entertaining, or carousels of memes that will provide another way to reach an audience. But then it says, but mostly it just seems like TikTok raising a middle finger to IG.
That's funny. Well, there's another part to this, because they're not just doing this for IG or to IG.
Yeah.
Check out the green highlighted area that I wrote. I'll read it to you. And let me remove this comment really quick. It's also officially announced its longer captions, with creators now having up to 2,200 characters to accompany each clip. That's important because, like we mentioned last time, Google owns the internet, but also Google, if you notice this line right underneath, Google itself recently noted that almost 40% of young people now use TikTok and Instagram for search instead of Google. Man, that just shows me where we should be going towards. Like, you want to be answering questions about your business, how to blank blank, where to blank blank, when, why, all of those on short video, or now with images, but more on TikTok and Instagram because people are searching. Jeff, what do you think?
Yeah, we've already talked about this, and they're threatening. They're becoming a search engine for the younger generations, and you need to be taking advantage of that and writing longer descriptions. Another thing too, right above that, what you just read was talking about the new editing tools, and I noticed this a couple of weeks ago when I was at my buddy's house. I don't edit in TikTok, so I've never looked at this, but I was on his phone helping him, showing him some tricks, and I got into the editing tool, and I'm like, holy crap, this looks just like Viva Video. And they have advanced the video editor inside of TikTok now to where you can do, like when you're looking at the images here, I mean, you can add overlays. That's like a simple thing that a lot of people, that's something you need to learn how to do. It's simple, but learn how to use it and what to do with it, because you can do everything I think that you can do in a Viva Video, for example, or CapCut, which are two of the most popular ones that I hear, and you can all do it inside of TikTok. Now, I still don't necessarily recommend that, because I think you should be creating this content natively. So TikTok doesn't like that we say this, because TikTok, Instagram, et cetera, at YouTube, they want you creating in their apps.
Yeah.
We don't recommend it, because if you ever get hacked, you lose all your stuff, you lose all your videos. Not to mention, if you want to be multi-purposing, just create it organically on your phone, then spread the wealth out to the multiple places.
That's it, man. Somebody said, I need a TikTok course. Let me show you really quick. We do have group coaching. We actually never advertise it, which is Jeff's fault. I'm just going to blame it on Jeff. Go to our website. It's drunkonsocial.com. You go to the left and you see the little sandwich button. You go to hire us, and then it explains to you what it is that we do. I don't even know how to work this site, but it's there somewhere. Right, Jeff? I think that we're in the right place. Yeah, there it is. There you go, drunkonsocial.com. But anyway, Jeff, anything else you've got to add in regards to what we've been doing here, or what we're seeing with short video, TikTok, Instagram, or anything else?
No, I mean, other than just keep paying attention. I just got off a call with the blockchain ladies and consortia, and it's really interesting how we're aligning, and their conversations around how what Open Door and Zillow are doing and going to render our industry potentially obsolete if you don't start owning your data. And it was really interesting. They segued it over to us at Drunk on Social and said, it's just like what you guys are doing, because it's the same concept. If you rely on the way you always have done business and you don't lean into your authenticity, robots will take your job. And
they said, own your data. I would say own your social.
Both. Yeah.
Because the algorithm really determines who you're showing up to. And if you don't show up every day, somebody else is going to own that social. So
Also. Yeah.
Jeff, all right. We're never going to
All right.
Thanks for listening to Social Genius, brought to you by Drunk on Social. We are here to help you take your business to new levels through social media. Make sure to subscribe to get updates on new episodes, and come join us on our Drunk on Social Facebook page. And as always, make sure you leave us a great review on your favorite podcast app. Feedback and likes are very much appreciated.